What's up, YouTube? Today on the channel, first of all, thank you all so much for the incredible response to the last video and for helping me get to 1,000. It doesn't seem like a big deal to a lot of channels out there, but for me, it really meant the world. That was always my goal, to get to 1,000. It'd be great to go further now, but just to be part of the YouTube program and hopefully one day the Marvel Snap Creator Program. I submitted my application, so we'll see if they get back to me. But if not, I still just love making videos for you guys, and getting to be a little bit more legitimate here is a dream come true. So I do appreciate it, and hopefully you continue with me on this journey. So Shou-Lao, we all know it's a problem. We all know it's a menace. The deck is everywhere and it's hard to counter. My last video, the Super Giant Gene deck, I think did some things right, and it was well received. But at the end of the day, it doesn't have a ton of power on its own without resorting to tech. So this deck we're playing today, a Tech Surfer deck I built. This one I feel like has a lot of pieces that it needs to both beat Shou-Lao, but also be very competitive into the rest of whatever the meta evolves into. So without any further ado, let's get into the elevator pitch. When I thought about the different cards that are best into Shou-Lao, first of all, you want to throw priority, which this deck can do. Second, Super Adaptoid is very key because this card can stop Scarlet Spider, also Maverick, also things like Jocasta if you come into that. So that's a great card. And being a 3-drop, I was thinking, what deck could this be gridded? Well, obviously Surfer comes to mind. So being a Surfer deck, you have Super Adaptoid. You can also play all kinds of tech that's good against that deck, like Killmonger, Shadow King, and even Shang-Chi. This deck also used to play Ghost. We'll get into that in the card by card. It's still possible to play that card, but if you're not seeing a lot of end of turn, it's kind of a dead draw. The rest of the deck just is trying to do Surfer things. And then we have a little bit of more tech with Deafening Chord. Majestic Wing Beat's a thing to play early and is pretty good in this deck, but that's the elevator pitch. Let's talk card by card. So the first card to talk about is Deafening Chord. You do not have to include this card in the deck. I just thought that there were plenty of really good targets for it right now. And because of that, Deafening Chord, I thought, is something you can play, obviously not on turn 1 usually, but turn 2 is a great time to play it. And there are plenty of moments when you can play this alongside, say, a 3 on turn 4, or even on turn 5 if you don't have Sera, then it's good to play on another 3 there. Sometimes you have random bits of extra energy and you can fit it in, but Deafening Chord, very good. You could even play it on turn 6 if necessary, and sometimes I do that as well. Next up, Majestic Wing Beat, one of the other skills in this deck. There are obviously really good targets for this. Brood, Captain Carter are the best ones. Sera is also very good. It becomes a 4/7. You can play it on 4 and then have a couple extra turns to do things. But really all we care about is the power. If you hit something like a Silver Surfer, also by the way, Maverick's great with this, but if you hit a Silver Surfer or Super Adaptoid, that's just gravy. The one really bad hit would be either Deafening Chord, which does nothing, or Shadow King, because Shadow King will just revert itself after it gets the buff when you play it, so not the greatest there. But otherwise, this card is something to do early in the game, which otherwise this deck does not have, and it also doesn't gain you priority, so I really think Majestic Wing Beat is probably core to this particular build of Surfer. Surge is another card that's probably just core. You get the discounts, you get the buffs, it's all the things that this deck wants to do. If you don't have Surge, you can certainly play something. I considered playing Toxie in this deck. I've played a lot of Toxie Surfer, and while I think it would be totally valid to play that, I just didn't want to lock myself out of any plays that I would need to do. So if we're not playing Toxie on 2, it can be dangerous. So that's why it's Surge, I think, and this deck is only playing 1 2-drop. This is definitely the one to play. Brood is next up. This is obviously going to give you giant power spikes at the end of the game. We're throwing priority. We're playing this late after a big Maverick or after a Majestic Wing Beat. And then it's going to get the Surfer buff. This is, you don't have to hear me tell you why Brood is good in a Surfer deck, but it obviously is. It's also great in certain locations, Death's Domain, all that kind of stuff. Captain Carter, similarly, Captain Carter and Brood are the reason you can win matchups that aren't just trying to be countered by you. you can put a lot of power on the board. Captain Carter scales crazy, of course. Kind of best to play it late, but if you need to play it on turn 4 after a Maverick or even on 5, you can also do that. It can be used to throw your opponent off. Play it huge in a lane, then they'll ignore that lane, and then you're already winning it. You ignore it too, you play elsewhere, and you win that way. So Captain Carter, just so good. Silver Surfer, you got a bunch of 3s. Silver Surfer, you can fill a location and then win it after the fact with Surfer. It goes crazy with Carter, with Brood. I don't need to explain this. Everybody knows how Silver Surfer works, but if you don't, watch the gameplay. Killmonger, this card is so crucial to this metagame. There are so many high power ones. People constantly play Kitty Pride and then Show on Kitty. I don't know why. I think if I was playing a Shou-Lao deck, which I'm not right now, I would definitely not ever play it on a 1-drop just because Killmonger exists. That deck is usually good at throwing priority, but I think we're better, and I think a lot of other decks are going to adapt to get better at that as well. Killmonger just eats the lunch of so many decks right now. If you face Thanos, if you're facing just like a Zoo-style deck, anybody that's playing Victoria Hand, playing the Hood and Demons, like Killmonger, I almost would not play a deck right now without this card. That's how good it is into the meta, so play Killmonger. Maverick, this card is so good, so much fun. It does an incredible job of buffing up your Carter or your Brood. My big tip for Maverick would be to make sure you, let's say you're on turn 5, you already have a Maverick that is even bigger than 3 maybe, and you've played Sera. Instead of waiting till turn 6 to activate your Maverick, activate it after the Sera on turn 5. That way you're sure that on turn 6, they can't do something to disrupt your Maverick like Deafening Chord or Red Guardian or whatever it happens to be. That's my big tip. A lot of people are wising up and taking out the Maverick as soon as they see it, but just in case, make sure you do that trick. Shadow King is next. This card is interesting right now because people are playing around it. And even sometimes if you Shadow King something and your opponent doesn't have priority, they can just then show and go big again. It's okay to play after the fact, but if you're not playing Shadow King alongside other things, it can not be enough sometimes in a lane. That's why we have Surfer. That's why we have all those other things that are going to push our power over the top. But Shadow King, I think, is still pretty important just because of the sheer amount of green power in the meta right now. Super Adaptoid, alongside Killmonger, this card, there's plenty of activate. People are playing Maverick in every deck. People are playing Jocasta all over the place. Scarlet Spider, obviously, is the obvious one, because if they get a Scarlet Spider down and they are doing a good job of throwing priority as a Shou-Lao deck, you Super Adaptoid it right away. You steal that, they're stuck to 1 lane, and you can even, as a bonus, move the Super Adaptoid if you play this before turn 6. One thing to mention about this card, which you might not be aware of since this card has not seen any meta play before this week, Super Adaptoid will steal the text from an activate card even if that card has already been activated. Sometimes I've gotten discouraged being like, oh, they already activated their Maverick or Scarlet Spider, but Super Adaptoid will still take that ability, which can be relevant. So keep that in mind. It's not a dead card in your hand, even if there are no already, unactivated activate cards on the opponent's side of the board. Shang-Chi, this card, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, used to be Ghost. Ghost is still possible in here. I think I was getting a little too cute playing it, just like, oh, all the 3-cost tech cards I want in. And there's a lot of end of turn cards that are super good and Ghost can shut down. I have some plays. I think you'll see the first few deck highlights, gameplay highlights in here, have Ghost in the deck and not Shang-Chi. And there's been some times when I've hit Athena or Lockheed, or I even hit, a couple end of turn cards like Invisible Woman and Athena. And that can be great, but in all the matchups you don't see it. It's just a 3-4. It's not impactful enough, so I wouldn't be mad if you played it, but Shang-Chi, we're seeing enough big stuff again, and people are not playing around Shang-Chi anymore, that I think this card is still totally reasonable to play, especially if, you think that you're going to see giant Scarlet Spiders a lot in other lanes, and you don't get to it in time with Super Adaptoid. Shang-Chi's your dude. Still really good. Sera. Sera is my preferred way to play Surfer. I know a lot of people have cut Sera from their decks that play Surfer, but just being able to play three drops on turn 6 is too good. Playing Sera early from Majestic Wing Beat is really amazing. And I just like what Sera does, allowing you to throw priority against a Shou-Lao deck. So I personally, it's my favorite way to play Surfer, and I would not be, you know, playing it any other way. I don't think. I don't. The other Surfer types are great, but I don't think they're flexible enough, and I think this card provides the flexibility you need in a tech style Surfer deck. So that's the whole deck. We had a lot of success with this, especially after we switched to Shang-Chi. I'm almost at 90, and this season, I don't know about anybody else, but this has been the toughest season to get to Infinite that I've had in quite a long time. Part of that's probably Shou-Lao, but I think people just overall are really try-harding right now, and that's great. And I think that there's no obligation to ever get to Infinite. I kind of just want to because I've been there every single season since like my 2nd or 3rd season in the game, and I want to keep that streak going just for myself. But hey, if you're not feeling it this season, you just want to take it a little easier, no shade, do that. In the meantime, if you're looking for a fun Surfer deck that can compete in the Shou-Lao, take a look at these gameplay highlights. Okay. I'm going to guess Shou-Lao. Be really shocking. So probably Maverick, right? Play it here and get a little boost. Okay, so Nico, they're going to get a Demon. So Killmonger in hand's pretty good. And go ahead and get a copy of a 3/8 or a 3/10 Carter. Okay, well, Havoc. Wonder if I should Killmonger this turn. They're gonna play on Agony though. I could Killmonger into the Vats. Could do this. Set up for a... I think we Killmonger here, right? No, I don't think we need to do that. Let's go... Man, this is tricky. I think we Brood. Maybe that was the wrong call. They play Show. They're only going to have 5 energy, so if they play Show, and they Scarlet Spider. Can we beat that just by doing this? Maybe we just need to do Shadow King here plus Killmonger. Why would they polymorph there? Okay. I think that... Oh, that's enough. That was a tricky little end state. Surge, not a bad deafening chord target. Nice, free little wing beat. That's sick. Not going to snap quite yet, but I feel good about this. Oh, Bast. So is this bounce kind of stuff, or is it C3? No, Surge, it can't be C3. Play Adaptoid. Agent Venom. Definitely looks like bounce. We have the Killmonger in hand. If we just keep throwing priority, we should be in good shape. Esme Cuckoo is a really interesting addition. Hoping I think I'm I wonder if I just Killmonger right now. Maybe I just do this. Iron Man's problematic. Maybe we Shadow King it. Okay. Maverick, Brood, Killmonger? Okay. I think we win.
Iron Man.
Don't know what this last card is. Sage. I figured they would have known we were abandoning right. But I'm glad they didn't. I'm going to wait on Wing Beat because we'll play Surge next turn and then we can Wing Beat the Carter eventually. Right now it's Surge, Maverick. Oh no. Maybe I'll let Wing Beat. Mindscape's an issue as well. Okay. Maverick. We get it. You really want to swap our hands. Brood, Wingbeat. Alright, at least I can Shadow King that eventually. Shouldn't have even played Wingbeat, huh? Now look at a slightly bigger Carter, even though it's a pig. I think... Do I want a Shang right now? Assuming they're playing Shou. Problem is, they'll have our Shadow King then. So maybe it's better to Shadow King Surfer. Wow. They didn't have Shou. So they're getting Shang-Chi from me. With nothing Shangable right now. Oh, that's not how I thought that worked. But I should have known. Well, the last thing they played was Nico, though. So I can Killmonger that. Which will take away the Shou buff. Seems good. They're gonna cast a Scarlet Spider twice, though. Eight. Just need to beat 8 middle. So maybe that's better. We don't need Shang. It's not going to do anything. Okay, they didn't play Shou, right? Not Bar Sinister. Oh, okay. Should win. Even with 2 Scarlet Spiders. We're good. What is this card? Why did they order it like that? Victory. Surge. Sounds good. We can keep throwing priority over here. Alright. So it's a Galactus First Steps deck. Interesting. Wingbeat. Carter? Hoping Sarah goes to the astral plane. That'd be awesome. Victoria hand. I don't have any answer for that. Well, Surfer did something. Maverick's great under a Captain Carter, for sure. But would it be better to just play Sera? I think maybe. Wow. Wow. What the heck is happening? Okay. I guess I'm snapping on all this nonsense. That's crazy. Ant-Man. Well, let's see if we find Killmonger. Ask and you shall receive. Alright, Surge. Wow, this is a 37 card deck or something? 35, 36 card deck? They're playing all the stuff. Dude. Blob. Amazing. Alright, we got Maverick for free. Shadow King's amazing right there. I think we got a snap, right? We got all kinds of stuff we can do. Stature. Okay, cool. We can win the raft with Killmonger pretty safely now. So I'm loving this. Killmonger's going to take out 3. They don't have Kyera. That's the only way I would be afraid. So we can do... We can do Sera here. No, let's just do Sera here. That way we can brood if we want on this lane. Alright, Reality Stone. It's fine. Thanos. Okay, maybe we could find Shang-Chi for the Thanos. I don't even really think we need it, though. Alright, let's try this. This way they still have priority, but we are set up for some things. We didn't get Shang, unfortunately. But we do have the Killmonger, the Surfer. All right. No. Still good. Thanks to Surfer. And the power of Captain Carter, let's not forget. Moat's not working. Okay. Just trying to be kind. Definitely take a Surge on turn 2. That's great. I assume they'll play in Castle Blackstone, but that's almost why I'm doing it, because I'd rather not have priority usually. Angel. It's not Erisham, and it doesn't appear to be a bot. So we're just playing an Angel deck. Maybe it's Weapon X Destroy. Well, now I don't even know what to do. The only activates I could see them playing would be like a Kid Omega. So maybe we're safe to just play Super Adaptoid right now. Okay. Misery. I'm just going to play Sera and see what happens here.
I definitely need to change my underwear.
Maybe Deafening Chord will hit something over here. I don't really think we can play anything else. They don't have enough to play Deadpool plus Null. So we can Shadow King here. Then we could just go like Killmonger. We could just go Shadow King Surfer. Or Shang-Chi Surfer. That beats Death or Null over here. If they go middle, we lose. Deathlock. Death. That should be a good win. Woo!
Power must be controlled.
Close one. We still beat the Death if it was middle, by the way. So, that's good. Let's go Wing Beat. It's just fine on Surfer. It's a good Deafening Chord target, although they might know we have it here. Oh, Merlin. I would rather hit the Merlin. Nico Hood. So maybe they know we have Chord. Maybe that's what they got in their hand. Or they just want to do the Destroy on the Hood. Also good. I don't think I want Astral Plane going off. Also, I'm just going to Chord over here. Sturge. Do this. There's the Cosmo. Ooh, Jocasta. Probably doesn't matter. We didn't get Maverick. Could go Carter here. Shadow King. And then the last thing they played was Chavez, right? So Shou hitting that would be fine. We would just Killmonger, Surfer. Omniverse was dangerous over here. Maybe do it here. Yeah. Okay. Sick. If they'd played Shou over here, they would have won. It was close. Okay, we got some ones and we got a Killmonger. Maybe Luna into Sarah. Feels good. Athena's something. Okay. So. Do we snap? We do. This has to be our matchup. These are the games we have to win, or the deck's not really doing what it needs to do. Because we have the Killmonger, we have the Shadow King. We don't have Ghost right now. We cut that for Shang, but it's okay. Maverick is what I wanted. I'm hoping to snipe a scarlet spider. Just not positive where they're going to play it. Yes! Whew. Thought it was either here or Genosha. We'll take that every time. Let's not wing beat. There's no reason to. Discard. Play Carter. Could get a brood. APOC, sure. I think I will brood. And now we'll fit this in. Darn it. Come on. You couldn't survivors camp me in here? Khonshu, huh? Huh. Well, they lost a free Heimdall. Blade. Khonshu, Surfer. I don't know. Feel like if they're just playing Apocalypse, I win, right? Yeah, I don't know why they
Power must be controlled.
stayed. Definitely play wing beat. I guess I should save Aunt May's for Carter. Nina, hello. It's a nice hit off Surge. Alright, Super Adaptoid would be nice. Also Deafening Core. Now, do we Deafening Core the Jocasta or the Athena? I think Jocasta. Calm down, son. Don't hit the Hydra Bob. Nice. Okay. So, Sarah? Fantastic car. Super Adaptoid is so clutch. Oh my god. Okay. Super Adaptoid. Killmonger. Surfer. I'm afraid they'll leave if I snap. I leave anyway. Okay. So that was my take on a Sera Surfer Tech deck. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I've been loving all the interaction from everybody. I had like 30 comments on my last video, which was incredible. As you see, I do respond to every single comment. And now that we're over 1,000, we're still going to keep doing that. I don't care how many comments I get. I just love talking to this community. I appreciate all the relationships I've fostered, and I would like to continue to bring you deck guides every single week. So if you like that, I guess subscribe. That'd still be cool with me. Thanks so much for watching the video. Later.